Together we'll conquer, no limits apply. Eclipse rising, shining so bright. With delusion leading, we'll conquer the night. Together we stand, in battles we fight. In the dark Epoch, our future is right.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Delusions, and today we have a returning event that some of you may have not been able to participate in, but gives the others a fair chance at being able to claim some of these as well. So, what we have today is the Lucky Package event. Now, with this comes a lot of different things, and we'll touch on these on both what I'm showing you now, as well as hopping over to Delusions and being able to talk more on it there. So, what is the Lucky Package? So the Lucky Package is split up into 4 packages out of the gate, with a 5th package coming in a little later. Now, what will you receive in some of this stuff is one, a new profile window. So up in the top left corner of your account here, where your profile is, and while you're talking in chat, you will be able to get these little profile windows or little borders that goes around your avatar that you will be able to kind of style it up a little bit, but it's just an added little benefit. It's a nice sleek looking green, and we can take a look at it once we get over to Delusions. But what we also have is a 7-day holy contribution points. Um, and this, again, lasts 7 days. It's not just a 24-hour use like you find on Sunday. So you could even save this up and be able to capitalize on it once you get to the uh, the Saturday double EXP event, and instead of having just 400, you could have 800. And then if you take advantage of the package that is offered in the Top Up shop right now, you could have an additional 400. So come Saturday, you could have 1,200 points to play around with if you time it right. Um, so I think that it's definitely something to think about, and for the price, you really can't beat it, because on top of that, you get an advanced benediction, which for those that don't know, the advanced and the intermediate benedictions, they both stack on top of each other, which would again boost your overall experience gain um, for an hour and increase your garnet jewel drop rate by 10% or higher, um, depending on if you're using just the advanced or if you're using an intermediate with it as well. And then you get an hourglass. So all of these things are really, really nice to pick up when you have the opportunity, just because it's going to give you passive benefits, right? So it's going to allow you to gain more levels, spend more time in Land of Demons, and be able to hopefully push yourself over that edge, get you past a class change, um, or put you up in rankings on your server. Now, next we have the flag pack, which for those that don't know, you have to spend quite a bit of money during a month to be able to claim these from the top up rewards. And this is just a nice, easy way to get this alongside a bubble appearance for your chat. Again, this is going to be a nice sleek green that we'll be able to take a look at once we get over to Delusions. But not only that, 20 spins on your set treasure wheel. You know, you really can't beat that. That's saving you, you know, right over 10,000, 11,000 garnets as it is. But even then, you know, they're giving you 12,000 on top of that, uh, just for $5. So you can't beat that one either. Now, this one and the next one is where things, in my opinion, really start to show a little bit more benefit. So with this, you get 2 Jewel of Luck, which for those that don't know, will increase your critical rate by 3% and your equipment stats by 45%. Now, as you start getting higher and higher with your luck, you'll start to see that as a diminishing return. You're not actually going to be getting 3% once you get to a certain point. Instead, it is going to just kind of step it up in small increments because with this game, yes, there's a cap on your crit rate from just a base stat standpoint. But you're also going to be able to pick up an immortal crystal. This right here is going to give you roughly about 30 to 35, I think, thousand CP boost. But this one right here is big. So live steel stones, being able to work on that soul sacrament, um, and get that leveled up, you should be able to cover a lot of ground with just the ones that are offered here, because you're going to end up being able to get, I think, what is that, 3,600 experience. So that could boost you up quite a bit depending on where you're sitting. And then on top of that, getting a little bit of a Jewel of Life, depending on where you are on your options upgrade, this could help get you to that next set bonus. Now, for those that are just coming into the game or have wrapped up a past Eagle event, this is where you can kind of come back and pick up some of the things that you may have missed out on. Now, we all know that we can get, some of these Breath of the Divine Wild or Divine Wind in Icaria. So that one's not super important, but it's these three right here. Something that you really can't get outside of any event. So you get 5 random Eagle food chests, um, which again, they're all going to benefit in their perspective ways. Some of them adding attack and defense, some HP and increased skill damage, and then HP, attack, and defense. So, I mean, you're gaining benefits no matter what. But the big thing is these Eagle equipment selection chests. So, if you didn't want to go through and fit out your Eagles with purple gear from the event, or you wanted to fill in some spaces, or you just wanted to get everything built up or equipped with blue items, or even promoting to green items. This is an excellent way to do this. Now, this is not a one-time purchase on this package here. I want to say that you could probably at least get 2 or 3. I haven't maxed it. Um, but when you're going to start talking about, okay, all of my Eagles have equipment, I want to promote these, how much does it take? It will take 2 pieces of each of these. So if you're wanting to upgrade the weapon, you've got to have 2 of these. If you want to upgrade this, you got to have 2 of these, and then so on and so forth. And then once you get up to the purple status, that's when it's going to be requiring a lot more. So I think that this would be really nice for those that are, just trying to pick up a little bit of extra CP, a little bit of extra stats, the PvP damage, the defense, the attack. Um, and then the maximum HP, all of these things contribute not only to your Eagle, but to your player as well. So keep that in mind as you're going through some of these things. So with that, we're going to hop over and take a look at the Delusions account and be able to talk a little bit more on some of these things that we mentioned. So the Pet Ranger bubble appearance and then the Pet Explorer profile window, as well as the mount and what you would end up getting if you already had the mount. Alright, so as you can see here, we're on Delusions right now, and hop in to take a look at some of this. So if we go to, let's see if I can remember where it is. Yeah, here we go. So here is the Pet Explorer. It's, like I said, it's kind of a nice, sleek little green. Kind of looks like a woodsy appearance to it. Um, and then once we go over into the chat, as you can see, the Pet Ranger is just this nice little sleek green background. Doesn't do anything super fancy. Has a nice little sword and shield down here, and then some vines and stuff that will work its way across there. I like it as it stands out a little bit, and of course we've got St. Patrick's Day that just passed, so we're trying to stay a little festive, right? But with that, let's talk about the mount for a few minutes. For those again that don't have it, mount was debuted in the Black Friday event for those that have came in within the past 6 months. So what this mount is going to do is, for one, it's going to be bulky, and we can take a look at it here in just a moment just to kind of see what everything is going to end up looking like. But right here is what you're going to be gaining. Now, as you can tell, mine's already level 2, so don't pay no mind to that, but you're going to start picking up some decreased damage, which is always nice in any engagement. The double damage rate, so this is, how often are you going to be, performing double damage opportunities. And then the main skill itself, so activates it, well, it's what it's called is Carnage Instinct. So it activates destruction status with 25% chance when attacking while over 70% HP. So it does have a little bit of health gating. Um, so if you're constantly below 70%, you may not see this as beneficial, but during the time that you are above there, if you have a lot of life steal, if you've got a lot of health regeneration, that's where you're really going to start seeing some of these things start taking effect. Um, but So attacking a target while under destruction status, it has a 50% chance of applying 40% of your attack as damage. So um, what this is just, passive damage, right? So it's something that you did not have to do anything to gain other than just have this mount. So I think that it in itself is pretty nice. It's got a good appearance. It does have another version here. I don't think that this is released. If it is, and it does come from this package, I haven't acquired it yet. Um, but it does it, as you're upgrading the mount souls, it's going to increase your decreased damage, and then so on and so forth. Just base increase in default options, increasing in the promotional options, and then stepping it up. As you can see, there's not a lot of change on most of these legendary mounts, but over time, once you get them maxed out, that's where they really tend to kind of see a little bit of an increase, but it is an investment, right? But here's what the mount looks like, um, just for view and pleasure, I suppose. I did think it was pretty cool how your flags will actually pierce through the back of it. Kind of seems like the mount is actually wearing them instead of you. But as you can see, your character is sitting here riding. There is some clipping on certain weapons that you use, or it may be all weapons. I haven't tested a whole lot of them, but it's pretty sleek though. It kind of gives you something to kind of stand out and kind of show your uniqueness. Um, but I think that pretty much covers a lot of it. And if you have any questions, if you see anything that I missed out on, oh yeah, sorry. Before we kick out, if you have already purchased this, I believe this is the package that you will end up receiving. Um, Comes with just a legendary dragon orb, 5 of these unique dragon orbs, 8 of the advanced soul capsules, which again, we were going through and talking about, evolving some of those promotionals and the default options of the mount. And then you're also going to get 50 more of these Jewel of Lives to start working on your options. But again, definitely worth it if you have not picked it up yet. It's just another thing that you can add into your arsenal. But like I was saying before, if there's anything that I've missed out on, if you see anything that I could have touched on more, feel free to leave me a comment letting me know. And with that, hope you guys have a great day. I am Delusions, and I am out.
So raise your sword high, let's claim our fame. With every boss fallen, we'll carve our name.